You can pull in a six-figure salary, hold an impressive job title, and still be completely, secretly broke. In fact, many high-earning professionals are doing exactly that. We tend to label high consumption behavior as success. Buying a luxury sports car or signing a lease on a premium apartment triggers a massive, immediate surge of dopamine. It looks and feels exactly like wealth. But this feeling usually masks a psychological trap known as lifestyle creep. As your salary increases, your spending instinctively rises right alongside it to absorb the extra cash. Looking at this chart, you can see the math problem. Even when a professional's income goes up steadily over 10 years, their expense line perfectly matches that growth. The space between what you earn and what you spend, your wealth gap, remains at absolute zero. This happens because of a very natural human urge to conform. When your peers upgrade their lifestyles, you feel an immense social pressure to project the exact same status through your own spending. Confusing a high salary with high net worth guarantees that your impressive income acts as nothing more than a high-speed financial treadmill. The tax code actively works against this high consumption lifestyle. Wage earners who rely purely on a W-2 salary pay the highest marginal tax rates on every single dollar they trade their physical labor for. The financial system extracts its toll up front. The government takes its share directly off the top. On the lines calculating adjusted gross income and taxable income, the penalty for trading hours for dollars becomes obvious. A massive portion of your output vanishes. The fraction of income that actually survives the tax code is then quickly swallowed by consumer debt. Financing a lifestyle filled with depreciating assets forces the middle class to pay interest on top of interest. It is compounding in reverse. Earning $500,000 a year only accelerates your financial ruin if you prioritize immediate tax liabilities and credit card debt over actual asset ownership. The statistical reality of wealth looks entirely different. True millionaires rarely match society's polished image of riches. They typically live in average middle-class neighborhoods. Instead of showcasing their net worth, they prioritize extreme frugality over public displays of status. The data shows they refuse to finance depreciating liabilities. It is highly common for individuals with a net worth over $1 million to retain a standard secondhand car for years. They use strict budgeting to intentionally force a massive gap between their income and their living expenses. Every dollar saved becomes a base to build upon. This chart highlights how millionaires manipulate the tax code to their advantage. Their taxable realized income usually caps at around 7% of their total wealth. The rest sits safely as unrealized, untaxed capital appreciation. They do not measure their success by what they can buy at the mall. They measure it by their ability to maintain absolute control over how they spend their time and energy. Being genuinely rich has nothing to do with acquiring luxury goods. It is about the mandatory, stressful obligations you no longer have to fulfill. The crucial step is decoupling time from income. The wealthy stop trading hours for dollars, and instead trade their saved capital for assets. This is the arena where the velocity of capital takes over. Once deployed, money operates without physical labor, moving continuously through the markets. It works through the mechanics of compounding returns. Dividends, real estate rents, and market appreciation create automated, exponential growth over the course of decades. From there, they use the asymmetric advantage of leverage. Banks allow the wealthy to borrow against their existing portfolios at low prime rates, giving them the cash to acquire even more income-producing assets. Capital velocity creates a perpetual, self-sustaining ecosystem. The money generates returns, reinvests itself, and ultimately works significantly harder and faster than any individual person ever could. You cannot rely on sheer willpower to overcome the daily temptation to spend. To transition out of consumer psychology, you have to change what your brain views as a reward. It starts with the rule to pay yourself first. You must treat your investments as the absolute first, non-negotiable mandatory bill you pay every month. This diagram shows the exact mechanical system required to bypass human temptation. When your paycheck arrives, an automated pipeline instantly diverts a 20% chunk into a dedicated wealth vault, long before the rest can reach your spending account. Automating your savings removes the friction. The behavior occurs entirely outside of your conscious decision making, so you never even have the chance to spend that cash. You can then intentionally make your immediate financial environment boring. When you remove easy access to extra cash, you starve the daily urge for impulse purchases. This reroutes your brain's reward system. You gamify the process, letting the dopamine high come directly from watching your net worth and asset columns increase month after month. Escaping the middle class trap requires saying a definitive no to the herd today. That discipline allows you to quietly accumulate the invisible, compounding assets that guarantee true freedom tomorrow.